For this crochet project, you're going to need your 4mm crochet hook, as well as a tapestry needle and a pair of scissors. The yarn that I used is by Red Heart Super Saver. Here's some information regarding the yarn. The color is turquoise. I also used the color Pumpkin by Red Heart Super Saver. You'll need a black colored yarn. For the purple spots and wing, I used Karen's Simply Soft. The color is grape. And here's some information regarding this yarn. We're going to start with the head. Use whatever color that you want to start yours with for the head, the main color. I'm using my turquoise color, or turquoise. We're going to start with a magic circle, so you just take and drape the yarn across your 4 fingers. Use your thumb to stabilize. Then wrap the yarn around your 2 middle fingers and hold it in place with your pinky and thumb. And then I have my 4mm crochet hook. I'm going to bring up a loop. I'm going to yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and go through the loop for a slip knot. Then you're going to place 6 single crochet into the magic circle. So you're going to go ahead and bring up a loop, make your single crochet. So that's my first one. I'm going to make 6 single crochet into the magic circle. It's 4, 5, and 6. Then you're going to take your forefinger and thumb and just hold the base of the 6 single crochet. And you have 2 loops on the opposite side. Just pull on one of them. If it doesn't close, let go and pull on the other one, but this one's closing. And try to close it as much as you can, but don't worry if it's not completely closed. You can always close it more later. Then you just let go, grab that loose yarn end and pull on that. Then just turn your work. We're going to start working in rounds. So in the first stitch, you're going to bring up a loop. So you go into the first stitch on the round, bring up a loop, make your single crochet, and then you're going to make 2 single crochet into the same stitch. And you're going to make 2 single crochet into every stitch around until you have a total of 12 stitches. So go ahead, finish making 2 single crochet into every stitch around until you have a total of 12 stitches, and then come back. Now we're going to make some increase rounds. If you need to close the center of the magic circle, just turn your work over and pull on that loose yarn end on the back, and then it closes it up nicely. Then just take a yarn marker, place it right where you left off. I like to use one of my scraps of yarn. It's just easier for me. And we're going to start increasing the number of stitches in the round. So for the first increase round, you're going to make 1 single crochet into the first stitch, and then 2 single crochet into the second stitch. And then you're going to repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. So 1 single crochet into the first stitch, and then 2 single crochet into the second stitch. And go ahead and repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker, and then come back. So you should have finished that round with 18 stitches. Go ahead and move your yarn marker up, place it right where you left off, and we're going to make the next increase round. You're going to make 1 single crochet into the next 2 stitches, and then 2 single crochet into the third stitch. And then you repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. So again, that's 1 single crochet into 2 stitches, and then 2 single crochet into the 3rd stitch, and repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. You should have finished that round with 24 stitches total. Go ahead and move your yarn marker up to where you left off, and then just make 1 single crochet in every stitch around for 2 rounds. So you're not going to remove your yarn marker. When you reach your yarn marker, you're just going to keep making 1 single crochet in every stitch around until you've completed 2 rounds, and then come back. So after you finish 1 single crochet in every stitch for 2 rounds, go ahead and move your yarn marker up. We're going to make another increase round. So we're going to increase the number of stitches in this round. And for this increase round, you're going to make 1 single crochet into 3 stitches, and then 2 single crochet into the 4th stitch, and then repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. So 1 single crochet into 3 stitches, and then 2 single crochet into the 4th stitch, and repeat that pattern all the way around. You should have finished 30 stitches total for that round. Then go ahead and move your yarn marker up, and you're going to again just make 1 single crochet in every stitch around for a total of 3 rounds. So you should not be increasing the number of stitches, and you shouldn't be decreasing the number of stitches. You should have 30 stitches every time you cross the yarn markers. So 3 rounds of just 1 single crochet in every stitch around. So this is what my head looks like so far. We're going to set it aside for now because we're going to make the eyes and the purple spots and the orange cheeks. So for the purple spot, we're going to start with the magic circle. Just drape the yarn across your 4 fingers. Use your thumb to stabilize, and then wrap the yarn around your 2 middle fingers, and then hold the yarn with your pinky and your thumb. Then I'm still using my 4mm crochet hook. You're going to bring up a loop, and then yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and go through that loop for a slip knot. And then you're going to place 8 single crochet into the magic circle. So I'm just going to show you a couple of them. So that was 1, and this one is 2, so 2 single crochet, and you want a total of 8 single crochet, and then come back. So after you finish the 8 single crochet, just take your 4-finger and thumb, hold the base, and then close the magic circle, and then just turn to make a slip stitch into that first stitch that you made. So just yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and bring the yarn through both loops on the hook for a slip stitch. Then go ahead and finish off, just yarn over and pull enough yarn through to sew the spot onto the head. And then you can take and close the center of the magic circle if you need to. The cheeks are made the same way as the purple spot, except the cheeks I only put 6 single crochet into the magic circle, and you need 2 of the orange color for the cheeks. So the first thing we're going to do is make the eyes. So go ahead and get your black yarn on your tapestry needle, and I use the magic circle on top of the head to help guide me for placement of the tapestry needle. So you can see I went off to the side. I'm going to say that this is the right eye and this is the left eye on video. So for the right eye, you're going to bring the tapestry needle down, and I'm counting, this is the first row, this is the second, third, fourth, so the 5th row, at the bottom of the 5th row, I'm coming up with my tapestry needle. And make sure you leave enough of a loose yarn end on the inside for tying a knot. Then you're going to go over 1 stitch and up 1 row, and then go back in. Make sure that you're not tangling up the back, that we're going to go back to finish that. Then you're going to go over one stitch. So you're on the same row and you're just going over one stitch and coming back out. And then go across one stitch to where you came out the first time to form the top of the eye. And then you're going to go one row down and one stitch over. And then come back up. And then go back down where you came out. And then you formed the first eye. Now we're going to make the other eye. So after you tie your knot on the inside, go over 3 stitches and then come out, and then you're going to make it the exact same way that you made the other eye. So you're going to go one stitch over, one row up, go back in, and then you're going to go across one stitch, making sure I don't get tangled on the inside. Then go over back where you came out the first time, go back across to form the top of the eye. Then you're going to go down one row and one stitch over, and then back in where you came out. And then that finishes up the eye. You can tie a knot on the inside. Then you can take and sew the purple spot in place. So I sewed it right over the magic circle, but slightly down, about 2 rows up from the eye. You want to make sure you place it so that it's not going to be over the area you're going to place the ears. So you can see how I placed mine. And then you just sew it in place and then tie a knot on the inside. Then you just take and sew the cheeks on. You can see how I placed mine about a row down to the side of the eye. And then on the other side the same way. And then I'm about 1 row up from the bottom on both sides. Just make sure that they look similar on both sides. Then you're ready to go to the back of the head again. And then take your yarn marker, place it right where you left off, and we're going to make an increase round, which means we're going to increase the number of stitches in the round. So you're going to make 1 single crochet into 4 stitches. And then make 2 single crochet into the 5th stitch. And then you're going to repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. So 1 single crochet into 4 stitches, and then 2 single crochet into the 5th stitch. And then go ahead and repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. Then go ahead and move your yarn marker up right where you left off. And then you're just going to make 1 round of 1 single crochet in every stitch around. So 1 single crochet in every stitch around for 1 round. Now we're going to start closing the head. So we're going to start our decrease round, which means we're going to decrease the number of stitches in the round. Go ahead and take your yarn marker and move it up to where you left off. And you're going to make 1 single crochet into 4 stitches. And then we're going to make our decrease stitch, which is also called single crochet 2 stitches together. So you take your crochet hook, go into the next stitch over, and bring up a loop. You have 2 loops on the hook, go into the next stitch over, bring up a loop. Now you have 3 loops on the hook. Go ahead and yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and then bring the yarn through all 3 loops for a decrease stitch. And we're going to repeat this pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. So 1 single crochet into 4 stitches and then make your decrease stitch, and repeat that pattern all the way around. You should have finished 30 stitches on that last round, and you can go ahead and get your craft stuffing now and just stuff the head as you go. And for the next round, go ahead and move your yarn marker up, and then you're going to make 1 single crochet into 3 stitches and then make your decrease stitch, and repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. Then for the next decrease round, you're going to make 1 single crochet into 2 stitches and then make your decrease stitch, and then repeat that pattern all the way around. And you can see that the hole is getting smaller and smaller as you crochet. Then for the next decrease round, you're going to make 1 single crochet into the first stitch and then make your decrease stitch. Then you can go ahead and remove the yarn marker, and then you're just going to make decrease stitches all the way around until you're almost closed, and then come back and I'll show you how to slip stitch it closed. So just keep making decrease stitches around until you can no longer make decrease stitches in the round. So this is how mine looks before I'm going to start making my decrease stitches. So I'm going to skip a stitch and then go into the next stitch and then just yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and bring the yarn through both loops on the hook for a slip stitch. And you're just going to go around slip stitching until the head is completely closed. So I should have 1 more, and that will close mine up. And then you can go ahead and finish off, just yarn over and pull enough yarn through to bury into your work. Then you can just take your tapestry needle and then go in right where you finished off, and then come out anywhere on the head, and then just trim the loose yarn end. For the body, you're going to start the same way with a magic circle with 6 single crochet and then 2 single crochet in every stitch around for a total stitch count of 12. And then remember, the first increase round was 1 single crochet in 1 stitch and then 2 single crochet into the second stitch, and repeat that pattern all the way around. Then 1 single crochet into 2 stitches and then 2 single crochet into the third stitch. Then you're going to make 1 single crochet in every stitch for 2 rounds. Again, I'm making this exactly like the head. I'm just kind of reminding you. And I am making the body. Then I'm making 1 single crochet into 3 stitches and then 2 single crochet into the 4th stitch. So now it's going to change a little bit for the body. So instead of 3 rounds of 1 single crochet on the body, you're going to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rounds of just 1 single crochet in every stitch around. So now you're going to go ahead and take your yarn marker and move it to where you left off. And just to show you, this is going to be the top of the body. So the head is going to go here, and then we're going to finish up the bottom portion of the body. So we're going to increase 1 more time, which means we're going to increase the number of stitches in the round. You're going to make 1 single crochet into 4 stitches, and then 2 single crochet into the 5th stitch, and then repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. So now you should have finished with 36 stitches in the round. Go ahead and move your yarn marker up, and you're just going to make 1 single crochet in every stitch around. So 1 single crochet in every stitch around for 2 rounds. So 2 rounds of 1 single crochet in every stitch. Then go ahead and take your yarn marker and move it up. We're going to make the last increase round. You make 1 single crochet into 5 stitches. And then you make your increase stitch. So 2 single crochet into the same stitch. And then repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. And then that finishes up with 42 stitches in the round. Then you can just make 1 single crochet in every stitch around. Go ahead and finish 8 rounds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of 1 single crochet in every stitch, and then we're going to start closing the body. Now go ahead and move your yarn marker up, and then you're going to make your first decrease round. You're going to make 1 single crochet into 5 stitches, and then make your decrease stitch or single crochet 2 stitches together. Then repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. So for the next decrease round, just make 1 single crochet into 4 stitches, and then your decrease stitch, and then repeat that pattern all the way around. Now you can go ahead and stuff the body, and then you can stuff more if you need to as you're closing. Then you're going to make 1 single crochet into 3 stitches, and then make your decrease stitch and repeat that pattern all the way around. Then for the next round it's 1 and 2, and then your decrease stitch, and then the next round will be 1 single crochet and then your decrease stitch, and then you're just going to make decrease stitches around and slip stitch closed, just like you did for the head. So this is what the body looks like after I finished closing. So you can see you have the narrower portion towards the neck and then the wider portion towards the bottom. Now we're going to sew the head on. So now you can go ahead and place the head on the body. Just center it right on top. Make sure you have the narrower portion of the body towards the top. And then just take and sew all around the base of the head to the body with your tapestry needle. So after you have the head sewn on to the body, then we can make the ears. And the ears, you're going to be making 2 of them, and you start with the magic circle and then place 6 single crochet into the magic circle, and then you just make 1 single crochet into every stitch around for 4 rounds, and then you slip stitch and finish off. And then just take your tapestry needle and take the loose yarn end from the magic circle and bring it directly down the center of the ear, and then just trim it, and then it's ready to sew onto the dragon. Then you can go ahead and sew the ears on. You can see how I placed my ears in relation to the eye, about a stitch up on both sides. Now for the nostrils, you're going to start with your same colored yarn as the main color of the dragon, and you're going to make a magic circle with 6 single crochet in the magic circle, except now we're not going to join with the first stitch. You're actually going to chain 1 and then turn your work, and we're going to be working around the outer edge of the 6 single crochet. So you're going to go into the next stitch over and make 2 single crochet into the same stitch, and then 1 single crochet into the next stitch, and then 2 single crochet into the next stitch, 1 single crochet into the next stitch, and then 2 single crochet into that last stitch. Then you can go ahead and finish off. Just yarn over and pull enough yarn through to sew it onto the dragon. You're going to need 2 of these, and then you can pull on that loose yarn end to close up the center of the magic circle. Then after you finish making 2 of them, we're going to make the black yarn that goes into the center. So just get your black yarn, and with your black yarn you're going to stop with the 6 single crochet into magic circle. Then go ahead and just finish off, because that's going to fit right into here. We're going to sew it right into the center of the black yarn. So magic circle with 6 single crochet, and then finish off and make 2 of them with your black yarn. Now when you're sewing the black yarn onto the blue colored yarn for the nostrils, make sure that on the back you don't make big stitches with your black yarn. So just make a small stitch on the back. See how it kind of hides it back there so it doesn't show on the back. And then you can take and make a larger stitch on the front because no one's going to see it. So just on the back you want to make small stitches so that no one can see the yarn on the back as well. Then after I sewed it on, I just took my tapestry needle after I tied a knot and just brought the black yarn through the center to bury it. And then you just cut your loose yarn ends. Now for the dragon snout, you're going to start with a magic circle with 6 single crochet, and then you're going to place 2 single crochet into every stitch around until you have a total of 12 stitches in the round. We're going to make 4 increase rounds. For the first increase round, you're going to make 1 single crochet in the first stitch and then 2 single crochet into the second stitch, and repeat that pattern all the way around. So the second increase round would be 1 single crochet into 2 stitches and then 2 single crochet into the third stitch, 1 single crochet into 3 stitches, and then 2 single crochet into the fourth stitch. And then the last increase round, you have 1 single crochet into 4 stitches and then 2 single crochet into the fifth stitch. Then you're just going to make 1 single crochet in every stitch around for 2 rounds. Then you can sew your nostrils on. I just sewed along the inner edge only on both sides. You can see how I placed them, and then just sewed right along the inner edge and then tied a knot on the wrong side. Then we're going to make our decrease round. Just make 1 single crochet into 4 stitches and then make your decrease stitch, and then repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. Then you're going to make 1 single crochet into 3 stitches and then make your decrease stitch. Then just make 1 single crochet in every stitch around for 3 rounds. Then you can remove your yarn marker and just make a slip stitch into the next stitch over, and then go ahead and just finish off. And then make sure you bring enough yarn through to sew the snout onto the dragon. So now we're ready to sew it onto the dragon. Just stuff it with some craft stuffing.